Hello, I'm Paul,
And I'm Scott.
and welcome to DC.
I'm proud.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of the Batman Begins Again season. We are looking at all the Batman films that have basically a Batman origin in them, and this is the titular film that we're doing for this season, The Batman Begins.
This is just
It's a
Chef's
big
kiss.
one. It's a big one.
It's a big one.
A little bit daunting. Do you feel?
I get that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to say.
Yeah. I mean, you might have felt daunted for Batman '89 a little bit.
Yeah, but this one
This is
specifically,
a little bit more. A little bit more.
Definitely.
It's one of the big hitters.
It is, and it's actually good because I haven't watched it for a while, so it's actually good to revisit. Actually,
Yeah, for sure.
definitely.
You watched it twice, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. May as well. Right, so yes, we're doing Batman Begins from 2005, directed by Christopher Nolan. And it stars Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne, Michael Caine as Alfred, Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul, Katie Holmes as Rachel Dawes, Gary Oldman as Jim Gordon, and Cillian Murphy as Dr. Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow.
Creeps me out.
It's got a plot description of: after witnessing his parents' death, Bruce learns the art of fighting to confront injustice. When he returns to Gotham as Batman, he must stop a secret society that intends to destroy the city.
Does he return as Batman?
No, he basically
He becomes
Batman when in Gotham. Bad plot description, IMDb.
Yeah. Sort it out.
You got some facts for us, Scott?
I have got some facts for you. So, although Christian Bale performed many of his own stunts, he actually wasn't allowed anywhere near the Batmobile.
Oh, really? Even when they were driving around that warehouse, wasn't even allowed a little go?
Probably not.
Interesting.
Christian Bale's active dislike of his uncomfortable Batman outfit helped his performance as the Dark Knight, as he is perpetually in a foul mood when wearing it. These actors, they get paid millions. They just moan. That's all they do.
I mean, I guess that's probably gone towards a little bit of the storyline for Dark Knight when he upgrades his suit to something a bit more slimline.
While shooting in the streets of Chicago, a person accidentally crashed into the Batmobile.
Oh, wow. Imagine, you'd be so
Can you imagine
sorry.
explaining that to your insurance people?
This monster car.
This
Oh,
monster
God.
car. Apparently they were drunk
Well,
and
their own fault.
believed the Dark Knight vehicle to be an invading alien spacecraft.
Oh, my God, man. Who are these people?
I'm not saying a word. Writer and director Christopher Nolan decided that there would be no second unit on this film.
Okay.
So for the 129-day shoot, he oversaw every single shot.
Well,
Which you don't hear of
No.
that often at all.
no. Christian
I wonder if
Nolan,
he did
man.
the same for Dark Knight as well.
He's very particular.
He is very particular.
Very particular about what he wants.
And last but not least, the word Batman is only said 10 times
Okay.
during the whole
I mean,
film.
it's quite a lot. It's quite a
It
lot.
is actually, yeah, if you think about it. I'm sure every character says it at least once.
Yeah. Well, good facts. Thank
Good
you.
facts, good
Thank you.
trivia.
Yeah, wonderful. How do we start this?
I think we should just go in the run of the film because it's a lot to cover.
Okay.
Or unless you would rather
You want to?
character.
I'm just gonna go up top. Just give a little backstory, just of the film for me and my feelings of the film as an entity. I feel like it does get forgotten
I agree.
compared to the other two,
Yep.
and
It's kind of overshadowed by the Dark
is
Knight.
overshadowed. But it also, because I think it feels like a very different film. I don't feel like, do you know how the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, they feel like one entity?
Yeah.
This feels a little
A
bit
bit
separate. A little bit separate. And I think because they kind of evolve into something a little bit more like, if you see this as like a dark superhero
Yeah.
kind of origin, even though he's not a superhero, he's just a man. The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises feel very military
Yes.
by comparison.
Yes, because of their stories.
Yeah. And they feel brighter.
Batman Begins does feel like it isn't part of the trilogy in a way,
Yeah.
because I feel like whereas it's all about understanding Batman and creating Batman rather than the main villain of a story, like with Bane and the Joker.
Yeah.
Even though you've got Scarecrow, he's not really central.
Yeah, he's definitely not central.
That's not a complaint either. That's like no way near a complaint. So.
Yeah. Yeah, each film, because the villains always tend to kind of reflect, as in all Batman stories mostly, the villains reflect like a facet of Batman's kind of personality or something he's got to deal with at that time.
Yeah.
I feel like in this one, it's all about fear
Yes.
and the difference between justice and vengeance. And then we get to the Dark Knight, and that is all about the sense of control.
Yeah. Like letting the people choose to kill each other on the boat and stuff
Yeah.
like that, giving people the choice.
And then we get to Bane, and it's like Batman's strength and how
Yeah.
he needs to become something stronger than what he is to overcome something. Anyway, back to Batman Begins.
That's what we're focusing on.
This
We're not
focus
going to
on
be
Batman
overshadowed
Begins.
by the Dark Knight in this one.
No,
so-
we're not. We're talking about Batman Begins. And I remember first watching this. This wasn't where... I love this film, but I wasn't like overwhelmed like I was with The Dark
Dark
Knight. Right? That's not to say it's not amazing.
I think where the Dark Knight just hits you and starts straight away, do you feel like this is a slow burner compared to the...
Yeah, maybe. Like Dark Knight feels like chaos because of the
Yeah.
central performance of Heath Ledger.
You don't really have that great opening scene like you do in Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, but it's so beautiful though.
It's stunning.
Everything's so
like,
beautiful.
It's absolutely stunning.
It's gorgeous.
Whoever the location manager was on this film, chef's kiss.
Nolan always has like very striking, like very wide shots of his
Yeah.
locations, and it's always looks so amazing. Like to think like this is what a superhero film is now. This
Yeah.
like everyone must be like, wow, look what he's created compared to these very small kind of secluded, very just down on the streets in a little city kind of superhero films that everyone used to do.
I mean, this is the first superhero film where you feel like it's not a fantasy world. This is actually our world.
yeah.
And that's what I love. And that aspect of as much as I love Gotham in Batman 1989, you could tell it's not real, and all the buildings and stuff like that. But because this is like Chicago / New York, it feels real.
Yeah.
And they've created Batman in a way that can exist in our world rather than a fantasy world.
Absolutely. And if anything, though, I'd say that the Batman Begins is the closest it ever gets to feeling like a comic book
Yeah.
movie. And I think it does kind of stray away from it. It just feels like you're watching like a heist or a very military, like you're watching Heat.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It's crazy to see like the scale of what Nolan's vision was put to screen. It's like amazing, beautiful. Let's just start talking about the film.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do it.
So should we do it like segments of the film?
Yeah, sure.
So should we tackle his origin, basically when he was a young Bruce Wayne? Because I feel like we can get that out of the way.
Yep.
It's done in a very good way.
It is done. It's done in a very clever way.
Yeah. And I love him falling into the well. There's a lot of stuff in this film about rising up out of, it's almost coming out of your fear and like accepting what you need to become.
Why do we fall?
Yeah. So you can learn to pick yourself back
Exactly.
up, Scott. So
But you're right. You are right. I mean, you've got the symbolism of the bats, which I feel for this work better because you feel his fear. And I mean, the line with when Alfred says, "Why bats, sir?" He's like, "It's time. The bad guys feel my dread."
yeah, it's time.
my
Yeah,
fear,
exactly. And like the visual of Bruce when he falls down the well and all the bats surrounding him, and his father coming down.
Yeah, and grabbing his hand.
Yeah, and grabbing his hand to lift him out. It's like, I'm taking you away from this fear, and it's like you need that. That's something just to elevate you out of it. And
But then his dad knows he's got a fear of bats, and then takes us to an opera.
I know. Takes him to the opera with bats in. I mean, what are the chances? It's
I mean, so
not very
technically-
good parenting.
It was his own fault.
Yes. And so you get the classic origin. Thomas and Martha, they're going to get killed. Gets given the pearl necklace. the jewelry.
Yep.
And Richard Brake. Richard Brake is Joe Chill.
Yes.
Yes. Nice to see him. And I always feel now, ever since reading Three Jokers, where they bring Joe Chill into it,
Yep.
and it's it almost gives him a redemption of he's always been sorry and wanted to apologise. I always feel quite sad for Joe Chill now. Like what, especially watching it this time,
Right,
I'm like,
okay.
oh man, like it might be fake in this film. Like he stands up in front of the judge saying, you know, I've always regretted doing it. But because I've read that now, I feel like, oh, it might be quite genuine. And it's great. I like the idea of this creation. Joe Chill created Batman on that night.
Yeah.
And Bruce Wayne always has this kind of malice towards Joe Chill because of what he did to his parents. But he just feels so sorry and bad about that.
Yeah.
Yet Batman still exists out of that.
I understand.
think it's really interesting. I think it's quite a cool thing. Not that I'm not saying that Joe Chill was actually feeling this way. He probably was manipulating the judge at this point.
Probably, yeah.
But it's nice to see him.
It is. And I think I'm glad we didn't see a lot of him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you need to.
No, you don't.
And I think you can tell from, you know, the understanding of this is what poverty does to people. And, it, you know, we live in a time right now where this stuff happens all the time. So it does feel more real than other incarnations of the Batman and his parents' story.
Yeah, for sure. What I do love as well is that all these, probably everything up until when you see the Scarecrow, everything is kind of hinting towards what Bruce Wayne needs to do with his life and how he needs to become this entity which is Batman. Like when he wants to go kill Joe Chill, and it's like he wants to use the gun, but then he's like links the gun back to his parents. It's like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
This is what happened to my parents. I need to get rid of that. It has to be nothing to do with kind of my identity. And then meeting Ra's al Ghul, and when you see him in the prison, he's this like brawler. He obviously has the strength.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the skill to kind of manipulate the situation with all the people
Doesn't really
around
have the
him.
smarts to do it.
Yeah,
It's just,
And he needs Ra's al Ghul to kind of teach him how to manipulate his surroundings and harness his fear. Fear is a very big thing with Ra's al Ghul about you need to conquer it. You need to become your fear. And it's like all these little hints towards, this is how I become Batman. My fear of bats, I will become Batman.
Yes.
And where the skills come from, he's a ninja. You know, he becomes a ninja. He's this silent assassin who doesn't kill people, basically.
Yep. Were you sceptical of the casting of Christian Bale when you first heard?
No, because I've always really quite liked Christian Bale, and I think I loved him even more as soon as he became Batman.
Yeah.
Because I love American Psycho. It's always been one of my favourite films.
American Psycho was before this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's funny when there's moments when he is Bruce Wayne that because he's so emotionless, I see the character from American Psycho in him.
Yeah.
I completely know it's a different character. It's just like his dead face. Because obviously Bruce Wayne is just a pawn.
Yeah, he's like a shell of a human. And this Batman is his real calling kind of thing. Yeah,
which is what Rachel describes at the end.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the smartest casting I think that's ever been done. Especially not even just for a superhero film, but for film in general.
Yeah.
In fact, all the way through, all three films I think have been the casting's been off the charts.
One thing I don't think we ever really get a glimpse of is how low it brought Bruce Wayne to becoming because I feel like in the Batman, not start talking about the Batman too much, but I feel like you can feel
doing that.
Yeah, we will be doing it soon, but to how distressed and you could feel how upset he is about this thing that happened to him and how he needs this vessel to kind of relieve the pain of and do something with it. Whereas I never feel like Bruce Wayne in this ever gets to that point or in any of the films. he always just has a direction of, I'm just going to become Batman.
Yeah.
I just need to do something.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the sadness in him, basically. That's what I don't feel.
But do you think that's because he's learned to control it and he's just emotionless?
It might have, because we don't, although we get a glimpse of him like training to become that, I guess we don't get that in
Yeah.
between. We get the bit with him with the gun, which is the lowest he ever gets, really, I guess, in this.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the scene where him and Alfred are in the elevator when the fire's happened, and he crashes to the bottom, and you actually see him upset because what's destroyed is everything
I
his
guess so,
father
yeah.
built.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, it's more than this.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Wayne family's more than just bricks and mortar.
Yes,
That's what he
exactly.
says, yeah.
but you see that's an
definitely.
emotion that you see
Yeah,
from
true.
him that you don't really
True.
see that often.
We just don't get emo Christian Bale.
We
That's
don't
what I'm
get
saying.
we don't. We do not.
But I do like the intro with the prison. Just the idea of this man who, and they said they have to put him in segregation because we need protection from you. So we need to get them away from you. It's quite a nice little moment.
And you know what? Watching it again, as soon as it started and the score started, I literally got goosebumps.
I know, it's
everywhere.
such a good score.
So good.
It's so good. This is what I feel in this with a score as well. It all just feels like rising up out of something, like like you just feel this like elevation,
definitely.
and that's what it just feels like. It's like a going through these films is rising out of the well you fell down as a boy and how low you've become.
Yeah.
It's like time to come out and become something else.
And it creates this sense of wonder. Like,
Yeah.
It
is like wonder, yeah,
so
as well.
mesmerizing.
Yeah.
And like when you hear it and with the visuals of all like the locations and stuff like that, it just makes it so extravagant.
Yeah, literally like fills you like the score,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And then also just to when you get like the score at the end where all the they've all been released, all the prisoners. Like that's great as well. And that's the military side of things. That's what I feel with that it's like very military. And it's just so good.
Yeah, I agree.
Such a great score.
Absolutely incredible. I even so the music from all three. I have a playlist on my Spotify of literally just orchestral music from films. Like I sometimes read to it and stuff like that because it's just nice to have some noise while you're in the background reading.
Hans Zimmer,
and
man, he's amazing.
it's all on there, all of it.
I think it might be my favourite Batman score.
Cool, interesting.
I think, just from these three films.
Yeah, I'll ask you the same question when we watch The Batman.
The Batman.
When
That's
you
what.
watch
That's
that
the
again.
one. That's the That's the other one that's close. So it's between those two. I'm not too sure which yet.
Okay, interesting.
But both of them are wonderful.
They are.
I absolutely adore as well the first time that Bruce meets Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Or it might not be Ra's al Ghul.
Yes, we
It
don't
might
know.
not be him. You don't know at this point. But
Spoiler.
just the whole, you need to become more than a man. You need to become like I always think you need to become an idea, but he says ideal. I just think it's such a, like you need to become legend. You need to become like legendary. It's just such another one of those moments where it's like, this is kind of telling Bruce where he needs to go, the direction.
It's like a guide.
Yeah. These villains are
Liam
helping him.
Neeson's really good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
Is this the start of his like kick-ass kind of
Maybe.
like because where all the films come out,
Yeah,
you know,
where he
like
starts to get his action
Taken
films.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, Taken's off. Definitely
Yeah,
off,
after,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. It must be.
I keep forgetting how long ago Batman Begins was.
I know. What did I say? 2004?
2005, I think.
2005?
That's a long time ago, and it still holds up now. Like better than
So holds up.
better than a lot of superhero films we've had in a very long time.
Absolutely, because it feels real.
Yeah,
You're
Real.
watching
It is,
something
yeah.
real.
I agree.
That's the difference. It's not the CGI. I'm not saying that I don't love some CGI superhero films, but it is just so grounded and gritty and real, and you feel everything.
Yeah, and it's shot beautifully.
And it's shot amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I do love all the segments in the training of Batman. It's all great. It's just another one of those him learning the skills that he needs. All like you get the smoke pellets.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
It's nice that Liam Neeson mentions that theatrics can help.
Yeah, yeah.
Although when he says, you took it quite literal.
Oh, you actually, you got a costume on. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because it is all these skills that ninjas do,
Yeah.
like the throwing stars.
Yeah.
That is the batarangs, and the smoke pellets. It's all this stuff that ninjas do.
Yeah. I enjoy the scene where Liam Neeson's hiding
Oh yeah,
with all the ninjas.
after he's just been drugged.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just so good.
Yeah.
It's so clever, especially when he marks other men.
to try and make it look
Yeah.
like him. Yeah,
And I heard that because Liam Neeson's so tall, they're all actually standing on blocks. So,
why didn't it be Liam Neeson?
I don't
Liam
know.
Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
They could have. They had a mask on. Didn't need to do that.
But the whole when he blew up the temple, I love that whole scene. I think it's just brilliant.
Yeah, this is once again like that's not me. I'm not a murderer.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I'm no executioner.
Yeah, that's what separates us from them, kind of thing. And it's
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is the film where all of Batman's morals are in play.
Yeah. True.
Where he is not the killer. He follows everything that's been set out as they do in the comic books.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone ever dies in these trilogy. I mean,
What do you mean?
He throws some people off. He throws a dog off a car park in the
I mean, oh yeah, I forgot about the dog. Poor dog.
Yeah, but yeah, it sticks to the rules. Love
Yes,
it.
it does.
Gotta love that.
It does.
Coming off the end of the young Bruce Wayne as well, I forgot we meet Gordon for the first time.
We do.
This is what I love of the line in Dark Knight Rises when he said, "It's a man coming and putting a coat over
Over your boy's shoulders when his world is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, that's so sweet. Come full circle in that moment.
Yeah,
I
it
like
does.
it.
But it always surprises me how long it takes Gordon to realise who Batman
he's
is.
so close in this film. He's like a metre away when he's outside his house on the
Yeah.
steps. It's like, remember that chin? Remember what that chin looks like?
Exactly.
That's probably why he had to change his voice so drastically in
Yes.
Dark Knight.
I love the different voice.
Yeah.
Never had that before.
Yeah.
I think it's just a good aspect of elevating Batman just that little bit more from being a normal person like Bruce Wayne just to being an entity or something.
He's so nasally though.
So nice.
He's like, where's the Joker? Where is he? Where is he? Gordon. It's probably can't even.
We started something.
We started something. Swear to me.
Swear to me.
But yeah, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful voice. I love it. He does well. Rutger Hauer's in this. There's so many little characters, like little actors that I forget. Oh yeah, he's in this. He's the manager of Wayne Industries.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice to see him.
Nice to see him. Yeah, nice to see him. I think I love. There's no weak link in this film,
No.
unless
there
you
is none.
disagree.
There's no weakness.
I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
In regards to Rachel Dawes, do you prefer Katie Holmes
I was gonna ask you that.
or Maggie Gyllenhaal?
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Okay,
I think she has a stronger presence.
interesting. Because I prefer Katie Holmes.
Oh really? Go on, why?
Because I feel that she just has this calmness that Bruce needs.
Okay.
And
She doesn't give me it though.
well, no, because she doesn't want Batman. So, but I don't know what it is about her. I was really gutted that she didn't reprise the role for the second one. But I mean, not taking away from Maggie Gyllenhaal because I really, really enjoy her. And I think the difference is, I think they gave Rachel more to do in the second one. Mm-hmm. She's more integral to the story than she is in the first.
Yeah, she has her own directive. She's like,
Yeah.
She actually feels like she's a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
No, she's the
assistant DA.
Assistant DA. And I just feel like she has a stronger presence.
Yeah,
Than
I get that.
Than Katie Holmes, and I think I like that a little bit more.
Fine.
She gives Bruce what for?
True.
more than Katie does, even though
I mean,
she slaps her around the
fucking
face.
hell. That was
Slaps
some
her.
smack, that was. Jesus Christ.
How dare you? Your father would be so disappointed in you.
Your father would be
Slapped him
ashamed of you.
twice.
I remember I watched that again, I was like, don't cross her. Jesus Christ.
Wasn't even in the script.
No.
I also, this is why my notes is not working, because
Right,
I have no
okay.
order. I have no
That's
order.
fine.
But it's like I'm going back to the bit. This is even before the bloody thing blew up with Raz. You get the line of him talking about he had a wife,
Yes.
and then that's obviously when Talia Al Ghul, and it goes into the pit.
Oh,
and it's like
shit,
it
yes.
goes. It's calling back
It
to
is,
Batman Begins
yes.
in Dark Knight Rises. Nice.
It is nice. Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't know back then when we
No.
first watched this film, but I just like the little paying it forward to
Yes.
Dark Knight Rises.
It's called character development, that is.
Character development.
Good
There
on
we go.
Christopher Nolan.
Talking about Katie again, might as well.
Mm-hmm.
She is very integral to deciding the difference between justice and vengeance,
Yes.
and she's trying to say that vengeance isn't good, right?
Yes.
Which is what the Batman is all about.
It's true. but
The Batman.
Bruce was on about killing someone.
Mm.
Batman's not going to do that.
Yeah. So vengeance in a different way.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a fine line between justice and vengeance, isn't there?
Yes.
And that's the kind of
And
line that he
line is
straddles.
Batman.
Yeah, and that line is Batman, for sure.
But she has a point. Like, his father would be ashamed of him, I believe.
Yeah, shooting Joe Chill.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
When she drops him off,
Mm.
I do enjoy the scene with him and Falcone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he does play it as a very powerful man. You know, he's got people in the bar and he wouldn't care to death if he shot someone straight in front of him.
And
That's power.
Yeah, and that is another thing. Like, everyone he's meeting in these, like, the first half of this film is an integral part of guiding Bruce to deciding
To his
what he needs to
path,
do.
yeah.
Because Falcone is like, well, think about your little DA
Yeah.
like girlfriend.
Your
I can
little-
just take her out.
Your little butler.
Yeah, your butler. It's like all these people will be affected if you do anything.
Yeah.
I can just go after them. So he needs to become like a faceless bit of vengeance
Yeah.
more than Bruce Wayne of vengeance. It's so well written where every person, an integral part of guiding Bruce Wayne where he needs to go. Like, nothing's wasted. Every
Yeah.
moment is needed to guide him this way. And I think that's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
really well done.
I agree. And he gets there.
Yeah.
And the scene at the end with him and Rachel, where he thinks she's talking about the Batman mask when actually she's talking about
Yeah.
the Bruce Wayne mask.
Yeah.
And you see him kind of like, his emotion is, he looks heartbroken, but he knows she's right.
Yeah. You're not that Bruce I
You're
grew
not.
up with.
No. And he's not. You can tell.
Yeah. That's gone.
Yeah. He's lost.
Something else has been created. Alfred.
Yes.
This is one line that I always find so funny when Bruce finally comes back. And he goes, "You've been gone a long time." And it's like, are you doing some like kind of like Asian accent or something? I don't know what you're trying to do. You've been gone long time. It's like, yeah, you're missing a word out there. You've been gone for 2 words, for a long time.
Yes. Maybe he was just pissed. God knows.
Maybe he's very racist.
Maybe racist,
He's
yeah,
very,
he's very
racist,
racist.
Alfred. But I love Michael Caine in this.
Yeah, he's like, hearing the news that he's not acting anymore is really upsetting. But the fact he's got these films under his belt is just incredible. I think it was a prize choice for Alfred.
Absolutely. I
can't see anyone else.
No. He is always like the heart and like a guidance behind Bruce, and he's always there. The emotion
He's his
that
father,
he shows,
really, at the end of the day, isn't he?
Yeah, the emotion he brings to it. He's always there, like wanting to do the best for him. Because
Still not giving up on me?
never.
Never.
He plays it. He plays it.
He
so
does
well.
play it well. And, like, having him English as well. It's great.
Integral.
Integral.
If you give me an American Alfred, I'm going to be very upset.
That's true. That is very true. Fuming.
Hell no.
Fuming.
Hell no, he needs to be British.
He does.
Yeah.
Because we all have butlers over here. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know, just after that Falcone scene, he takes that stinky coat.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Why?
But I don't.
It's trying. I think he was doing it to be like, I can't be this rich person. I need to be like
And also,
among the people.
His line of "Be careful who sees you in that." I'm sure more than one coat exists.
It's like, and you're just he goes all the way to like wherever. Where does he go? Somewhere like Thailand or
Yep.
somewhere, and he's like doing stuff in the markets, and he's still wearing that coat.
Yeah.
That stinky
Got
coat.
that stinky coat.
He hangs on to that for a
I
long
don't know.
time.
Yeah, I don't know why he thought to change his coat.
I don't know. He just didn't want to be that rich, have a rich coat anymore. Basically,
Well,
he needs to strip the richness from him.
from him. Yeah.
But it's good.
Maybe it is a one-off coat.
Maybe.
You can afford it. So
This is around the time when Bruce is back. He's basically telling Michael Caine what he needs to do.
yeah,
And the direction he needs to go. He hasn't totally figured it out yet, but he knows he needs this help from
certain people.
certain people. Doesn't know Lucius Fox is working in the basement of Wayne Enterprises. Applied Sciences. But wow,
Yeah,
that is a big help for what he needed.
it is. It is, and you know what? It's actually quite. What I like about this version of Batman is you see him create his cave. You see him
Yeah.
create
You see
every
all
aspect of
it.
yeah. It's not all because every time I watch a Batman film, I'm like, where the fuck did all these computers come from?
Yeah.
Like, who did all this? Like, but here you see it.
Yeah.
Like him base jumping and stuff like that, like through the waterfall and stuff.
Yeah. The ideas of why he would use this certain piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And this is the reason, and it kind of ends up looking like this just because that was an integral part of
Yeah, definitely.
what he needed to help him. So yeah, like the cape, because he jumps off the building and realizes I can't jump off of buildings.
I can't fly.
I love that but when Gordon spots him, he points to the stapler at the back of his head, doesn't he? And he just like, I'm just going to run and jump. Hopefully I'm going to land on something soft.
Yeah, and
But-
he doesn't.
Yeah. But I always wonder how the cape works. It's like he has this like,
It has an electrode charge in it, but
Yeah, but
it
how-
has hands, doesn't
he
it?
has the hands, but it's like he's definitely not attached to the cape the
No.
whole time. So I imagine maybe his fingertips are the things that makes
Yeah.
it static. I don't know. I don't.
Christopher Nolan, if you're listening,
Yeah.
if you could let us know, that'd be great.
I don't exactly know how it works, but I know that it goes rigid when you add electricity.
Yes,
I just don't know
has a current going through
how he does that.
Yes,
But it's good.
but it's good.
It's explained.
His
it makes
suit
sense.
is amazing.
His suit is
So
amazing.
good.
I love seeing him in the just before he gets the mask, because he has to ship all that in.
Yes,
Like ship
yes.
thousands and thousands of headpieces, and
10,000, I think they had.
It's like this is the
Just
the
try not to fall on your head.
Yeah, the evolution of the outfit is wonderful, and just all the little bits, like then you realise he needs to put the hearing aid inside the ear, and yeah, just the gradual building up of the
Yeah.
suit is great, wonderful, love it,
Yeah, same.
and just to see it all coming from Wayne Tech, all this disused military equipment.
Because apparently a soldier's life is not worth 300 grand.
Well,
Rude.
I can imagine it's not. And as you say as well, like when he finally discovers, he almost he's facing his fears again. He wants to go down that well
Yeah,
just to see what's down there, and he finds the cave, and he gets swarmed with the bats.
yeah.
and he's like,
And he does flinch, and
Yeah,
he does
he
like
flinch.
squirm.
Yeah.
But then he rises up.
he rises up again.
Yeah.
It's all about rising.
It's all about
rising, and it's such a great scene. And then you get the swell of the score again, like boo. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
it just fills you
It does,
with
it
excitement.
does.
I love it.
Which is such a shame because it is overshadowed so much. Because it is a very, very good film.
Yeah,
Like,
better than good.
yeah, I mean,
Phenomenal.
great film. I
Phenomenal.
wonder what we're going to score it today.
But yeah, it's amazing. And so we, as Batman's Batman now, pretty much.
Yep.
And we get his first scene, Cillian Murphy
Yes.
as the Scarecrow.
Scares the shit out of me.
Love the Scarecrow mask.
Yeah, so do I.
It looks so good.
It's actually terrifying.
Yeah.
Like that, and when all the gas is released and Batman's flying over,
Oh, and he's got like the red
And they've got the
light
red
coming out
eyes.
his mouth. Yeah.
is absolutely terrifying. But for me, I think when Scarecrow gets the taste of his own medicine and gets sprayed, and Batman's like,
And he's got like a black face.
you know,
He's
he
like
looks
guns
like
coming out his mouth.
the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers
Okay.
in the face.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's really haunting. It's
Yeah.
like it's so well done.
Yeah. It's like
And
like
it's, like,
slime
oozing.
coming out his
Yeah.
mouth and stuff. Yeah.
But
Very,
Cillian
very
Murphy
well
is
done.
a great choice
So
because
good.
he's so quiet and he's got those bloody blue eyes.
That's the interesting thing because he was up for being Batman.
No,
He was supposed to be Batman.
I don't know if that would work.
I think he got very close to it being him. He was even down to him being in the suit.
Jesus, I did not know that.
Yeah, and I can't quite.
can't see
He feels so young in this.
Yeah, he
like
does.
really young.
And he's in all three.
He is in all three.
People forget that.
Running theme. He plays Jonathan Crane wonderful.
He does. And the Scarecrow it's very simple, but Christopher Nolan's done it right, and it magnifies how they're getting ready for this bigger, the drugs and the gas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ready for Ra's al Ghul. But he just plays it with such quiet demeanour that's what's scary.
Yeah, for sure. There's just something unsettling.
Yeah,
about
there
him,
is
isn't
something
it?
so unsettling
Yeah.
about him.
And it's just such a great master design.
Yeah, it is.
I always wonder whether Tom Wilkinson's Falcone, does he give him the name Scarecrow by what he sees? Because he says, "Do you want to see my mask?"
Yes.
And then after that, he's shouting, "Scarecrow, Scarecrow."
Oh, when he's-
so does he
when he's
almost like
nuts.
give him the name?
Yeah, could do.
Because he's not like,
'Cause
"Do
you
you
don't-
want to see my Scarecrow mask?"
Because you don't really hear it.
No.
No one calls him that, do they?
No.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Could be.
Either way, wonderful.
Wonderful. Yeah, definitely.
But when with Scarecrow as well, I mentioned this a couple of episodes ago. We meet Victor Zsasz, the villain I was talking about.
Yes.
He's one of you meet him in court, saying
He's insane.
So he doesn't need to be charged with as much as he should be getting.
Because that's where they have the scene outside where
Yes,
she questions him.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to the point where he even has, I don't know whether you noticed it, he has the check marks on his neck. You only see it very fleetingly.
I didn't.
Yeah. He like turns his head and he has
Oh, no, I did.
5
Yes,
marks
I
on
did.
his
Yes,
his
you're
neck.
right. Yes.
And he's like, you can see it's all over his neck. He doesn't have it on his forehead.
No.
But it's all over his neck, so it's clearly all over his body.
Yeah.
For all the victims he's had. Nice little touch. Throwaway
It was a
character.
little touch,
But it's like,
yeah.
it's nice. He's just in there. It's just with Victor Zsasz, another villain. Speaking of another piece of equipment, what do you think of the tumbler?
Love it. It's insane how good it is.
It is.
It is insane. I could never imagine. Because obviously, but this is the thing where it's a realistic thing. Because if you put the Tim Burton, Joel...
You couldn't imagine Christian Bale in
You
that.
can't put that car in this film. You can't. You just can't. But this works just so well. Like you say, it's military. So I love it. I think it's brilliant.
It's just the sound of it, like,
Yeah. Does it come
and
in
the
black?
wheels and the squeaking of the wheels when they're
Yeah.
turning around corners and stuff. So it looks so. It almost like when it goes like, it goes like,
Yeah.
like it just sounds so good.
It does.
The sound design of it is amazing. It is up there, one of my favourite.
Yeah. I think it's iconic for this film.
Yeah.
I think. Definitely.
So well done, and even to the point how it like evolves to become like the Bat Bike as
Yeah.
well. And I always wonder, was it always in there, or did they? Because obviously it's a surprise, like a twist in the
Yeah.
second film. And it's like, was it always there? And
But
we
I
just didn't know.
I enjoyed Gordon driving it.
I know, he's so excited. I gotta get me one of those.
And when the seat takes him down and he's like, whoa.
So good, so good,
Talking of Gordon, I think that's some fine casting as well. I think
so good.
he's everything you kind of envision what Commissioner Gordon is like.
Yeah, like the way he plays it is perfect because you can you can just feel from his energy
Yeah.
that he's just like is really kind and He doesn't want corruption. You
No.
can see he's never going to be corrupted. He's just like straight. He's
Yeah.
a straight
I'm
and
no
narrow.
rat.
And amazing, yeah.
He's got corruption around him everywhere.
Yeah.
But that's not who he is.
Yeah.
It's really well done.
Gary Oldman, yeah, wonderful.
I mean, this is the same guy that stars in one of my favourite films, Fifth Element, and you cannot believe
yeah.
they're the same people.
I know. And Leon as well. He
Yeah,
plays
Leon,
a horrible person, Leon. But power of acting, man.
Power of acting.
Makes you believe it.
And he's the big brother of Big Mo from
Yeah.
EastEnders.
Yeah. I always think that's so
Oh,
weird.
she's slipped a little bit.
I always think, do they ever meet? I can't imagine them meeting
No,
in
I
like just
can't
big
either.
family.
No, weird. But no, it's his character arc and becoming Commissioner Gordon and stuff is just like when he gives him the bat signal.
Yeah. So I love you, Gordon.
Yeah.
You're so good at this. Best Gordon?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah. I
Definitely.
think he is so far. I don't know what the Batman has in store, but
True.
I still like Gary Oldman more
Yeah.
at the moment.
I think because he's so central as well.
Absolutely.
He's
yeah.
not just a background kind of character. He's actually quite central to
Yeah.
all three stories.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Bruce Wayne also, well, kind of told by Alfred that he needs to show that Bruce Wayne is actually doing things, otherwise
Yeah.
people start getting suspicious. And this is where we see the scene I was telling you about.
The scene you thought that was in The Dark Knight,
Yeah.
it's actually in this one.
When he goes in, it's like a water feature.
Yeah.
They call the swimming pool. He's so, you can feel he's so cocky.
Yeah.
He's trying to be so.
I'm going to buy this hotel.
Yeah, yeah. And it's such a good kind of facade he
Yeah.
puts on. And I like when he's sitting
No
around.
one flits an eyelid.
No, he's like, oh yeah, it's rich
That's
people.
Rich people.
I'm one of them.
God.
I would do the same.
Exactly.
But
I've just bought this hotel.
he's putting on this such a front that I like when he's sitting around the table. He's trying to like tease information out of people. Like, oh, so what do you think of the
Yeah.
Batman? Like, go on, he's obviously. He does. I know he does it again in the Dark Knight as well. But I just liked seeing that because he's trying to like tease it out
Yeah.
of people without making people really, like he tries to make people think that he doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And tease out something good from people. It's nice. It's nice to see. It's a good characterization.
It
I
is.
like it.
Yeah, I agree. But don't forget, we do have one of the most hated characters in TV in this film.
I was literally about to bring him up.
Were you?
That's what I was about to say. I was like,
Joffrey.
Joffrey. Joffrey comes into this. And do you remember the rumours circulating
No.
about him?
No.
That everyone thought, oh, he's going to be Robin.
Really?
Yeah.
He's like 10.
I know. But when he meets him so
true.
young.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he's the Robin because he's like in this trouble with these troubled parents, and he's
Yeah.
like going to be. It just seems like such a focus on him. It's
Yeah.
like, why is this kid here?
And he just gives him one of his toys.
I don't know what he gives him.
No, I don't know.
It looked like it was like I thought it was like one of it looked like a clip from like one of his guns or something.
Yeah, probably.
Grappling gun. I don't even know what it was. But yeah,
And then
one of the
obviously he's got-
hated people. Yeah.
And then he's got the scene, hasn't he, where he's with Katie.
That's what I mean. He's like an integral little
Yeah.
role, but they
And
just never use him.
No offense, but like them two hiding and all these men walking over is actually quite sinister.
Yeah.
To think that they're all like murderers and rapists
I
and stuff
know.
like that. It's
And they're all on like the fear gas.
yeah.
At that moment
I mean,
as
it's
well.
like
What's going to happen in the scene?
Jesus.
I do like the taser to the face.
Yeah.
that Rachel does to Scarecrow. It's just
And then
like,
he just-
"Roar!"
And then he just half falls off the horse,
Yeah,
and then he just gets
like-
taken away.
Good ending for the
Yeah.
character. I liked it.
But it's not an ending,
No, it's not. Or,
or is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I love him playing drunk and kicking everyone out.
Yeah.
Very clever to
Mm-hmm.
get everyone out really quickly.
He's smart.
And just when it's when the woman introduced them. What am I saying it correctly? Ra's al Ghul.
And this woman must be like standing there listening to their conversation like,
Yeah.
what the
I
fuck is
watched
going
you
on?
die.
What the fuck's
I
going
think
on?
I'm just going to slip off.
I'll go back away slowly. There's a great scene though, just the
Yeah.
and he clears the room, and I like how you suddenly see the
All the
people not
henchmen
leaving.
still have been there the entire
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And just them smashing the place and starting the fire.
Mm.
Which gets me really excited because I know by the time the house is rebuilt,
You know what's coming.
not even that, it's the Wayne Manor is in Nottingham. It's my hometown.
Oh, really?
It's Woolerton Park.
Oh, okay.
So I've been there loads. It's so good.
You've been to Wayne Manor.
Yes, I have. But yeah, the whole scene, and then obviously we get to Alfred coming back in. I hope you're not. I hope you're not a member of the firefighters.
Fire Brigade. That's a great line. Very British.
Yeah, very British.
Fire Brigade.
And then what does he say to Bruce? What's the point of all those lifts if you can't lift a flicking log?
Yes. I love it.
Yeah,
And then he brings back that line, well, in the lift as well, saying, "I do fall, Master Bruce, so we can learn to pick ourselves back up." Lovely.
Yeah, it is. That's one of my favourite moments, actually.
And that plays off again with Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
So we can learn to pick ourselves back up after we get defeated by Bane. This trilogy, man.
Why would you shoot a man?
Why would you shoot a man?
It's my favourite line. I don't know why. I do not know why.
So yeah, we finally get this last final altercation where the Gotham is ransacked by all the prisoners. All the prisoners have been let out, and Liam Neeson, Ra's al Ghul has got it's a
magnetic microwave.
It's a microwave that evaporates
water
supplies and disperses into the air.
Yes.
So that people will start breathing in the toxin. It reminded me very much of similar to Batman 66 with it's like the opposite of that.
It is.
It's like we turn him into powder.
We turn him into powder. Yeah, I like that. It's so funny.
But it's just such an amazing moment. Just this is finally when Batman's like, okay, I know 100% what I got to do now. I know 100% who I am, and
it is that line on the train. I don't have to kill you, but then I don't have to save you.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's here.
He's here.
Boom.
And he throws that bomb and just lets himself drift out the back of the back of the tram. Oh man, what a segment!
It is.
What a segment, man. So good.
And it's I like the bit where they tie it in the train, because that's what his dad talked about, that they put that in for the poorer people and stuff like that. It ties it in with the beginning bit as well.
Yeah, comes full circle.
Yeah. And also, the guys that are sitting in the Wayne Tower where the train's coming towards them.
Oh yeah, so much exposition.
they only evacuate when it's 2 minutes, 2 seconds away. Yeah. They're like, quick, everyone out. You've been staring at this for 5-10 minutes.
I just love that whole thing is just there just to tell the audience
what's going on. Yeah.
So it's going to come here, and then it's going to get evaporated, and then it's going to do a chain effect, and it's going to go through the whole of Gotham.
We're going to blow. We're going to blow.
It's like, thank you guys. Thank you for being here to let us know.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah.
Very good. But then Ra's al Ghul's no more. He gets sent down into the depths of below Wayne Tower, or a car park or something. That sliding through and hitting the pillars. Great.
Yeah, it's a great scene. But it's perfect ending for a film.
Perfect. Well, no, actually, the perfect ending of the film.
Wow.
Is Batman going up to Gordon with the bat signal?
Yes.
And then talking about.
He leaves his calling card.
It's like,
and then the music starts up as he turns it over.
Yes.
It's
so good.
And I feel like when I first watched it, I had no idea that
didn't even cross
the
your
next
mind.
film would be so good.
Yeah.
And that we'd get a Joker like Heath Ledger.
Yeah. But it makes sense as well. It's like this donning this suit and being so theatrical. It's gonna, as Gordon said, it's gonna turn
other people into
crazy creates crazy. It's like this.
That's very true.
This person dressed up as a bat running around. It's like you're gonna find other people who are just as inspired but on the wrong side of the law who are gonna do these same things. And it just, man, what happens next is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I mean, whenever I watch The Dark Knight, a part of me does feel really sad because of Heath Ledger. It's you've got this. I don't think anyone knew he could act like that. Mm-hmm. And then obviously he just got too into the character and in a dark place which is the Joker, really. It's really sad.
That film, man, The Dark Knight. I don't see Heath Ledger.
No, not at all.
I do not see
I'm
Heath
a massive fan of 10 Things I Hate About You. I think it's completely different.
It's like this is the
Yeah.
Joker is in this film.
Yeah.
I don't see past the makeup. Even when he has his makeup off, it's like,
There's one scene that scares the crap out of me. It's look at me.
yeah.
Like when he does that voice,
Yeah.
it's scared. It's yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that one day.
Yes.
One day we'll get to that film. What a film this is, though.
What a film!
Everyone,
Great film.
you need to remember this is part of the trilogy as well.
Yes, and don't let it be overshadowed by the others
Yes.
because it is a great beginning.
I mean, some people think this is better than the Dark Knight Rises anyway. So most people say this is second.
Interesting.
I'm not one of those people.
I think it's first.
It's for me. It is 10 out of 10 banger. There's nothing. There's
nothing wrong with this film.
There's nothing wrong with this
And
film.
I'm in agreement. 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
Even on its own,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a phenomenal film.
So good.
Yeah, there's no weak point whatsoever.
What a way to start a trilogy. The perfect trilogy.
Yeah. Bringing Batman into our world and just creating this
So grounded.
just epic. And I say epic, I mean it. It's just fantastic.
Beautiful. That was Batman Begins.
It was.
Anything else we missed?
I don't think so.
No. I think we got everything.
Yeah. I mean, I'd freely chat about it all day.
Right, yes, so that was Batman Begins. That was the 4th episode in our Batman Begins Again season. Episode 5. We're going back to an animated
We
film.
are going back to an, and it's one I have watched.
There you go. Lovely.
Hey.
We're doing Batman Year 1. Have you read the comic?
Yes.
We have read the comic and watched the film.
Yes.
So we're going to have every knowledge of this. And it's very exciting. You guys should watch it and then come over next time so we can talk about it. But first, we've got another question from a listener.
We have.
It's from Alex Rudge.
After he berated you about your score for Mask of Phantasm.
Yes. I mean, no one's going to agree with him, so most of the world thinks it's a masterpiece. He says, which director, dead or alive, would you most like to see tackle a DC project, and what would that project be?
Okay.
You
So
wanna
I'm going to go first.
Okay, cool.
So I need, as I've said before, the Batman who laughs.
Okay.
The Batman that laughs.
Okay.
I need it.
Yes.
And I want Gareth Evans to tackle it.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
I'm a massive fan of The Raid,
Yep.
and I think he would do wonders with it and make it dark and gritty, violent, which it needs to be.
Yeah.
I need it now.
Did you know that Gareth Evans was attached to a Batman project at one point?
No, I did not.
He was supposed to direct.
The Batman who laughed?
No, he was supposed to direct the Ben Affleck Batman,
Right.
and he would have been against Deathstroke. So
Right.
it would have been
Oh, I think I did know this,
incredibly,
actually.
like just like The Raid,
Yeah.
loads of martial arts and amazing stunt choreography.
But that's the thing. I think his vision is so unique in sense of choreographing and what needs to be seen on screen that I think it would work wonders for the Batman who laughs. I really want the Batman who laughs.
He really wants it. It's the second time I brought it up.
I know. What about you?
Well, I would love to say that I'm going to go for a different character. I'm going for Batman as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to say, I'm bringing up the same things again.
Right.
I love a down and gritty detective
yes, you
story
do, yes.
of Batman, very, very insular on the streets of Gotham. Right. Think
wish people could see what you're doing right now.
Think of smoky alleyways and sinister murders happening.
Yeah.
And but I want it to be like this. Think like Victor's Ass, or maybe a Killing Joke, maybe a story that is very integral to Batman's history. You know, like Barbara Gordon getting shot, or Robin getting killed, being created.
I would love to see that.
Into the Red Hood, but
and who?
Or maybe like Hush, the Hush storyline, or like something like that, something down and gritty, and directed by David Fincher.
Interesting. Okay.
Who else
I mean,
is better
yeah,
than
true.
doing something like that? Think Seven. Think something like Mindhunter, very like procedural, but also very dark and gritty. And
He would balance
I'd love
that
it.
really well.
Yeah,
Really,
I'd love
really
to see
well.
that.
Yeah.
I think he'd be perfect for it.
I think so too. I mean, you love Batman Detective,
Yeah.
and I think some Batman films forget that.
Yeah.
So
Like this film gets that.
Yeah.
This trilogy, he's not a detective in this film,
No.
really. He gets all his kind of gadgets and his kind of experimental stuff from Lucius Fox.
yeah,
He does all that side of stuff for him. So he
True.
doesn't really get involved. Like all the sonar stuff when it comes to the Dark Knight, it's all Lucius Fox.
Yeah,
He
true.
creates all the tech and stuff. So he doesn't really do it in this.
no, you're right.
But
That's,
I love
that's a
it.
good shout though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. That'll be it. That's
That'll
what
be
I
it.
want. That's what I want to see. That's it, guys. We hope you enjoyed that. Thanks, Alex, for that question. And we'll see you next time in Batman Year One.
See you later.
See you later.